All right. Think I got it. Just snuck in time. Was almost running late. How the fuck are we, Seshes? It is Sunday, the 28th of April. Welcome to the Sunday Sesh podcast. Getting ready to watch Fozball and the Para Eels live. That's exciting. We get to wear a Manly jersey and watch Fozball reign supreme. Hope everyone's had a great week. It's been a glorious weekend, the weather. We've got a big show planned, plenty to talk about. We're going to talk about 6 months of sobriety. There's a great golf depression going on in the world. We're going to touch on that. The Gibbs versus Wilson trophy. How's the tattoo bet going? My shoulder. We're going to talk a little bit about my shoulder because I know that everyone cares. Pulled pork leftovers might make the list of my favourite leftover foods. We've had a big week for the Sunday Sesh with Flanagan gone, Ennis gone, Drinky to the Dragons, Ponga's re-signed. It's been some great footy. Madge owns the world. Madge owns the world, and no one had listened to me. Pinky and the Brain are back. Heaps more. As always, guys, the chat is live. Jump in, say g'day, at least show me that the chat's working. And anyone listening to this later on, we are 2 subscribers off being the most subscribed to Sunday Sesh of all the Sunday Sessions because I did not come up with an original name. So do us a favour, even if you don't like me, jump in, like, subscribe, comment, tell your mum, and let's get this Sunday Sesh podcast at the top of the standings. We are currently competing with a Bonghead podcast, which nothing wrong with that. I have been that in a former life. So, but they'd have more subscribers if everyone wasn't so whacked out of their heads and too lazy to do it. So, repeat, the chat's live. Jump in, say g'day. We had a great time in here last week. Plenty of people got involved. And let's rip in. Your bugler's back. Might have a controversial take. In regards to the Anzac Day ceremony. We got Vossi commentating. I haven't heard whether Blocker Roach is in there with him. I hope not. What's the pick? Manly not going well at home. Don't go well at home though. That's a problem. Manly by 18. Manly by 18. You can't pick a low scoring game and it'll be 40 to 22. Manly 40 to 22. Just letting the last post go. All right, we're back. They're doing the rouse. Let's rouse. What did everyone get up to on Anzac Day? Any 2-up in there? If you're into the 2-up, is it heads all day? Is it tails all day? Or are you a feel guy? I'm a feel guy. We talked about Anzac Day last week and who starts all the blues and who you can pick out of the crowd to take some money off. I find I've got to be a feel guy about it. Now, while we've just listened to the 19th last post of the weekend in the footy, I've got to be careful how I do this. Is it too much? Steve Leary's in the chat. G'day, mate. He's heads all day. Good to see you, buddy. You made it through unscathed yesterday, I hope. Hopefully you made it through unscathed. Got no idea whether the chat bubble's going to work on the screen today either, Steve. Me and Sunday Sesh Jr. were trying to figure it out beforehand. But, oh, no, there you go. You're on. How good. We're back. So, controversial take, Steve Leary to start. Not that I'm one for controversy. Oh, no, we got Goffey. Peter Goff's the ref. Sunday Sesh Jr.'s in the chat. Chat's working. Remember to set it to live chat. 15 hours, mate. Few scratches. Hopefully no knuckles busted, mate. I lost all my knuckles doing that job. I'm knuckleless. We've kicked off. We got Peter Goff as a ref. That's a huge problem. Last time I went to Para Stadium to watch Manly versus Para once. Manly got out to about a 20-point lead early, and then Peter Goff the shit out of us. I reckon between Manly and the Knights, the two most hated teams for Peter Goff. How are you feeling, Steve Leary, after the splintered piece of balsa wood that Penrith just served up to the Knights? Rear end. We knew it was coming. Unlike a woman, we knew it was coming. So, look, this might be the thing that finally gets me cancelled. I've just had a thought. I don't think it's a good thought. I probably shouldn't publicise this thought. But are we doing too many last posts over Anzac Day weekend? In sport, sorry, clarify that, in sport. I reckon, potentially, it should be the Anzac Day games on Anzac Day. Do the last post and have the full ceremony. I know you can never over commemorate soldiers past, present and future. 100% not. My worry is by doing it at every game, all weekend and every sport, people will start to become apathetic towards it. We can't have that. You 100% can't be becoming apathetic to Anzac Day. I think keep it to the day it's on. Hey, Justin, how are you, mate? Yeah, Justin Taylor's joined the chat. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to the Sunday Sesh. One rule, Justin, if you're going to be in here, you've got to tell us who you support. I'm clearly a Para supporter. Steve Leary's a Knights supporter. And if Chris Brown gets in here later, we've got a few Dragon supporters to jump in. But you're 100% right. Justin Taylor says Panthers making every NRL team look like a New South Wales Cup team. Yeah, except for the Dogs, for fuck's sake. Except for the Dogs, they ruined everything for me in my power rankings. I had them as perfect, and I got to have Margot Robbie in the power rankings every week because she is perfect. Fucking Dogs beat them. Unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes. Yeah, I'm with you, Steve Leary. So actually, if anyone wants to cancel me, it was actually Steve Leary's idea. Wonderful idea, the last post, but only on Anzac Day. Manly are in. Magneto's in. Magneto's scored. How good. I think he got hit in the head while he's doing it, so he's going to be out for 2 weeks with a concussion. 3 minutes in, Manly 4-0, Magneto scored. His brother did the bat back. Darren Carlsberg. Hello, Darren. You got to tell us, mate, there's a rule in the chat. First thing you got to do, say, hi, my name's Darren and I go for... And it's apparently not the Panthers. Darren Carlsberg says, fuck the Panthers. Yeah, mate, it's not about liking the Panthers, but fuck, they're a good football team. One thing we do here, apart from when it comes to the Storm and the Dragons, we show absolutely no bias and call it as we see it, Daz. So we can fuck the Panthers all they want, but they're doing all the fucking at the moment. They're fucking everybody up. Everybody up big time. Oh, I bet you they pull some bullshit because it's Goffey. Oh, no, Goffey awarded a try. Seems legit. Chris Brown's here on time. Good on you, Quisso. How about them Dragons, brother? How about them Dragons? Can we just hold the phone for just a second? Steve, everybody, I need a pick the score in this, please. Winner and by how much? No, actually, not by how much. I need an actual score. We haven't had a winner in this yet. I've already said Manly 40-22. Hi, Darren. He's from North Queensland. Oh, the Cowboys are hard to pick. They fucked me this week, the Cowboys. Speaking of fucking people, Darren, Cowboys did me in good. I look like a fucking genius with my Broncos tip. Manly 30-12, so you got them by 18 too. We've both picked them by 18, Leary, and you know that can't work, mate. One of us is going to be wrong. Six-0 Manly early. So are you? Yeah, you're from North Queensland, but does that mean you're a Cowboys supporter or not? Oh yeah, he did. He did say. Sorry, my bad. His team is the North Queensland Cowboys. Can we? Fuck, we're going to talk about it again. But Drinky, what the fuck are the Cowboys doing with Drinky? I don't understand. The world's gone nuts. And Chris Brown, you're trolling me, brother. You are trolling me. You can't possibly believe the Eels are going to beat Fozball. Much like the Dogs beating Panthers, if Eels are the ones who crack Fozball, because Fozball's a phenomenon. Fozball's a phenomenon. Eels 36-16. Come on, Daz, you can't jump straight on the first fucking... Mate, they're trolling me. I actually haven't got a book of feuds this week yet, but you fuckers picking the Eels in this might give me it. I'm open to suggestions on who I should be feuding with this week. I've had a good week. Quiz is a big Fozball fan. Fucking Eels. 36-16 Eels. Fucking Quiz. And it's Dwaz to you, Chris. Quiz. Oh, here comes a Goffism. Oh, no, that was probably high. That was probably high. Yeah, there's two young guns waiting in the wings. So Darren has said we've got two young guns waiting in the wings in relation to Drinky. 100% get that. And every fucking team that's ever been hugely successful has had young guns waiting in the wings. The key term is waiting in the wings. They're supposed to wait in the wings until the incumbent who is killing it is done. There's been many a team who's had to let a younger player go because the incumbent is too good to let go, and I put Drinky in that class. Someone tell me how Drinky's not absolutely fucking killing it. Fuck, Para in. Eels have turned a corner. Quiz is trolling me. Ah, that's horrible defence by Manly. That's horrible defence. Oh, Kohler tried to tackle him with his head. We talked about this last week. NRL players who don't know how to tackle. Purdue's a monster. There's no doubt Purdue's a monster. A great player, and he's a fucking good centre. So leave him in the centres until Drinky's not absolutely killing it. He had 2 bad games at the start of this year, Drinky, and you're off him. I don't understand. It's not about it. Money talks. Steve Leary said money talks. Money talks, that's fine for Drinky signing with the Dragons, which we'll talk about later. But it wasn't Drinky's idea to leave initially. I can't remember. Can anyone remember? Parafans will say... Parafans will say Gutho, but they're on drugs. Can anyone remember the last time a team let a star player, absolute superstar player, go a year early on their contract? Like, that was actually in form. So let me clarify. A superstar player who's in form, when was the last time you saw anyone going as good as Drinky's been going for years? Not just this year, for years. Drinky, I've said this before, if Drinky was in a different era, he's a New South Wales halfback every year. But he's had Teddy, he's had Dylan Edwards, he's had a bunch of people just keep popping up. Turbo. I can't remember another team. It's like, I suppose, I was about to say it's kind of like when the Grubs let go of Greg Inglis, but that was because they only had Greg Inglis because they were cheating the salary cap by about $13 million. They were Dylan Brown's wage over the salary cap, so they had to let, Adam Reynolds. I don't think it's to the same level, though. Nah, Darren. So Steve Leary's saying Adam Reynolds. Here's the thing with Adam Reynolds. He was getting hurt a lot and he was older than Drinky is. Now, it was a fuck-up, and I reckon there's a potential for the Cowboys to suffer the same fuck-up that South did by letting him go. But Reynolds was a bit older and a bit more busted. Drinky's been lights out and showing no signs of slowing down. Drinkwater management came to the Cowboys for an early release. The reason, I believe, and we can only go on what's in the media, and we always trust what the media says, Darren, but the management came for not for an early release. They came to the management and asked what's going on because the media started talking about Drinky getting shopped around. I don't think Drinky started the conversation. I think he heard the fucking rumours getting around and thought I better go and ask the question. And turns out he was right. Drinkwater is a turnstile in defence, though. Yeah, but he's the fullback. So if we're waiting for the fullback to be our best defender, we got a problem. There's a fundamental problem with your football team, Chris Brown. If your fullback has to be your best defender, they're allowed to miss tackles. They shouldn't be having to make many. That's the whole point. Justin Taylor agrees with me. Well, you can stay, Justin, but you still haven't told us who you go for. So, again, my name is Justin and I support the Poggi should have been kept at centre and Drinky at fullback. 100%. 100%. Me and Justin aren't feuding. Dragons don't need someone to stop. Yeah. And that's pretty, I mean, one of the excuses for him to keep dropping Tyrell Sloan, Chris Brown, was because his defence was no good. He was the best attacking weapon the Dragons had, and they were using his defence as a reason to keep him out. Horrible decision. And now he's just lost all confidence. They've ruined that kid. They've ruined that kid like New South Wales ruined Nico Hines. The Dragons have. Oh, he goes for the Broncos. Thank you, Wilson Jr. Sunday Sesh Jr. is in the chat, everybody. He goes for South. So, because he's over the age of 18, I can say this to my son. Fuck off with your South supporting garbage. My name is Justin. Hello, Justin. And he goes for the Broncos. And Madge is king. We're going to talk about Madge. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, mate, you're going to love me because I'm in love with Madge. I'm going to have his babies. Sloan a natural runner for sure. Low IQ though. Chat's going off, boys. Keep it up. But we'll have Zach Labour and Tom Chester at centre and Purdue at fullback next year. I don't care. Daz, I don't care. You don't get rid of Drinkwater at this stage of his career. It'd be like, so if Pappenhausen, right, so we've all seen what Suafa-Longo could do. Do you think the Storm would rather have Paps there at the moment? Yes, no answer, by the way. Would the Storm rather have Pappenhausen at fullback at the moment and just be finding a spot for Far-Longo somewhere? Because I'm going to say with 1,000,000% yes, if you ask Craig Bellamy, that poor bastard at the moment, he'd take Paps back in a second. Now, Paps chose to leave. But that's actually the perfect example. I'm glad I thought of one. It'd be like Melbourne going to Paps, nah, mate, we don't need you. We got Suafa-Longo. You don't do it. You don't do it. And it's a good thing to have good players on the bench. You need depth. You need depth. You make it fucking work because the good teams do. The good teams keep all their good players. Speaking of which, Ponga re-signed with the Knights. I can't believe that. I was sure he was going to go somewhere else, probably not in the comp, but to a different sport or something. I can't believe he re-signed. You happy about that, Steve Leary? Yeah, the Storm would have Paps there, 100%. And that's probably my case in point for why the Cowboys should have kept Drinky. When you compare them, like fucking Purdue kills it with ball in hand as a running threat, but he hasn't got the passing game that Drinkwater's got yet. I know he was brought up as a 5'8", but they stuck him in 5'8" for a bit last year. It didn't really work. So you lose a little bit of a ball-playing option. We will be right. You're not right now. So how are you going to be a better team without Drinky? You're the most inconsistent pricks at the moment, and you fucked my perfect round. So not happy. Not happy, chappy. He owes the Knights a bit. Yeah, but are you going to get it, or is he just going to get hurt? Steve Leary's very happy that Ponga re-signed, but he owes the Knights a bit. Is he going to fucking repay it, or is he just going to sit half a season out again? And how's their salary cap looking? It'll be a dark day. It'll be the darkest day in rugby league if the Knights get done for salary cap rorts. But how are they managed to re-sign Ponga? How are they going to keep Fletcher Sharp, Fletcher Hunt? They're paying Dylan Brown, the non-halfback, $13 million. I don't understand. 6'4", Manly Eels. Eels attacking Manly's line. That's better defence. Get him out. Yes, let's go. Let's go, Fozball. Fire up. Can't. Fire up. Yeah, everyone's going to smack the Bulldogs. I'll just sneak this in there quickly, guys, while there's a break in the footy. You guys keep going off in the chat. But I passed 6 weeks sober this month. 6 weeks, Jesus, feels like it. 6 months sober this week. 6 months off for grog. Had my last beer on the 24th of October last year. It's been a journey. It's been an absolute mission, but we've crossed 6 months, so onwards and upwards. I've had plenty of reasons to drink, a million reasons to drink, especially of late, with some bad stuff going on for other people. But we made it 180-something days now. It's becoming a non-issue. I just was at the pub for an hour and a half after golf, had a couple of 0 beers. Everyone's gotten acclimatised to the fact that the biggest lunatic in the world on the grog no longer drinks. I can't quite believe it. My wife can't believe it. She said to me last night, I fucking don't know. Don't know what to think. She's very happy. I did catch her in the garage hiding, trying to sneak a hard solo in, and I said, don't do that. Don't do that. And the thing is, if you're going to do something like this, it's got to be your choice and you've got to do it for you. You can't do it for other people, and other people shouldn't have to change for you or feel like they have to change for you. And I said that to Mrs. Sunday Sesh. I said, you can't. One, her not drinking doesn't affect my decision to drink or not. So I don't go, I better not drink anymore because Mrs. Sunday Sesh has gone out in sympathy with me. I go, I had a reason to stop drinking and I've got to keep remembering that reason. People have got to go on with their own lives, respect your decision and you respect theirs. But I had someone else say to me today at golf, congratulations, and I wish I could do it. It's a big call, right? And the bloke who said it to me, he's much, much older than me, and I used to pour him beers 25 years ago, so it's not like he's new to drinking. But if the statement is accurate, I wish I could stop, then maybe do something about it. Maybe at least give it a go. You know, it's a throwaway line. It's I don't know whether it's trying to make me feel better or yourself feel better, but wishing that you could do it isn't going to change shit. And if the wish was strong enough, if the need was strong enough, then you would. So we started this podcast as shit talk, sports, shit talk and sobriety. It'd be remiss of me not to mention because since day one I've had people message me privately wanting to go on their own journeys or on their own journeys. This is meant to be a space where we can all talk about shit and be okay with it. So bring on the next 6 months. We'll see how we go. And my barber's just texted me and said, Paris suck. I wish he was in the chat to say, fucking not as bad as your haircuts. I might text him. Chat is live. Thanks for the congratulations, boys. Now we can go back to talking garbage. So, any of the new guys golfers, I'm struggling to get a golfer in here. We do a lot of golf talk with people who don't play golf. So, speaking of people doing it tough, I always get golf out of the way before we talk too much footy, but we're right into the footy. There's a depression going on in golf at the moment. I need to tip one out for some fallen comrades. So, just quickly, the tattoo bet not going well. I've played a couple of rounds. That hasn't gone good. For the new guys, I've got to get to single-figure handicap by the 1st of January, or I've got to get Gibbs was right tattooed on me. Gibbs isn't in the chat. He's probably crying himself to sleep after the night's lost. But Gibbs is 100% sure I can't get to single figures from 15 in 9 months. So we've put a tattoo on it. Ever since I made the bet, my golf's gone downhill fast. But, as you can tell, I've still got my cheery disposition. Steve Gibbs is there. Hiding in the background, waiting for me to mention this. So I've played a couple of rounds this week. The steam train to singles has gone absolutely nowhere. But we did have a win yesterday, because while I only had 28 points and not very good for the handicap, we won the Gibbs Wilson Invitational, and there's the trophy for those who haven't seen it. Every time me and Gibbs play each other, this trophy goes on the line, and I tout him up again. Now, for context, I'm off 15, Gibbs is off 4, so I have 11 shot start on him, but he's 0-3. He's starting to get into Shane Flanagan territory. Yeah, it was a horrible kick, Justin. Billy Barber's in. A Para supporter is in. We needed a Para supporter. Now Manly will kick on. Gives great haircuts, as you can tell. Shout out to Bolton Brothers at Aaron, or anyone looking for a terrible haircut. That's the place to go. Ben Turbo's a reserve grader. Oh, big call, Gibbsy. Big call, Gibbsy. I don't know about reserve grader. He's having his best year. I don't think all the raps on. I pretend to know people in the know. So the people who I pretend to know that are in the know were telling me before he started playing first grade that Ben was going to be the best of the Turbo brothers. That was false news. That was fake news for sure. He's definitely not the best of the Turbo brothers. But he's starting to come into his own. Yeah, so sorry. I should clarify just with my barber in here. I've said before, and I'll say it again, you can't judge a book by its cover, because if you looked at this bloke's head and went, you'd never get a haircut from him, but he does a good job. His brother, on the other hand, got a nice haircut, and Scott's convinced he's the one who does the shit haircuts. So good on him. My Cowboys also have Viliami Vieira that will be coming into centre once his injury is good. Daz, you can tell me till you're blue in the face, mate. I can't believe he's got rid of Drinky. You're not going to be able to convince me. Maybe next year when you're winning the comp and fucking Jackson Purdue's setting up 8 tries a game from fullback like Drinky is, you might be able to convince me. But you can't convince me. 6-all. That was a bit of a bitch act taking the 2 there, isn't it? Wasn't that a bit of a bitch act taking the 2? Momentum. You score the... I can't believe... Who takes the 2 anymore in this game where you get to keep the ball for 15 minutes every time you score? Who takes the 2? So anyway, golf. Back to golf for a second. Drinkwater was only best player on the field the other day. Anyone who wants him gone needs their head read. Thank you, Steve Gibbs. So I won the Gibbs Invitational. He's 0-3. I've got the trophy again. In fairness, I get 11 shot start on him, and there was only 1 shot in it coming up the last hole. So It was a great day of terrible golf because we both played like absolute arse, and it came down to the last hole. I had a one-shot lead. Gibbs shit the bed. I sunk a 12-metre putt for par. End of story. But here's my thing about golf at the moment. We both played like arse, but I don't know about you, Gibbs. You can tell me if I'm wrong in the chat. We fucking had a great day. We had a great day. And there was some people around us, though, not having a great day. They were playing like us, not having a great day. And we were sort of sitting there going, fuck, mate, the sun's out. It's a horrible line, we're alive. But given, you know, what's happened in my world recently, being alive is no fucking mean feat for some people. So, you know, there's a depression going on. And the problem is for those guys who take their golf so seriously that after, 2 bad holes, they lose their shit and can't play for the rest of the day and don't want to talk to anyone and can't crack a smile, you can't improve because once you go into that fucking headspace, you're gone. You're absolutely gone. And 4 hours is a long fucking time to be gone. And I've said before, one of the reasons I love golf, even more since I've stopped drinking, is it's my meditation, right? Because when I'm on the golf course, I can't think about all the other shit in the world. I can't think about wife, kids, work. I can think about who I'm feuding with because most of them come from the golf course. But that's your happy place, right? No matter how bad I'm going. That's one thing I've changed because I used to be a club thrower. Back a decade ago when I was playing, I was a club thrower. And I was a club thrower and you get grumpy. I start every fucking round with a double bogey. Wouldn't matter if the hole was 10 metres long, I'm starting every round with a double bogey. And if that happened to some of the people that I'm hanging around in golf at the moment, that'd be the end of their world. And you've got another 4.5 hours to go. And here's how, and you know, I've been getting text messages because the one thing that's been great, a lot of people are getting into golf or already into golf, connecting with a lot of people. The Golf Australia app is a bitch for people who aren't playing good golf because you can actually follow any person in Australia who's playing golf, right? Yeah, the Rory putter. Steve Leary's just asked about the Rory putter. Fuck me. There's a reason I hate Rory. Let's put it that way. But lately I've been getting text messages about people borderline quitting golf, quitting life because of how bad their golf's gone. So I thought today there's been a lot of moments silence this weekend for fallen comrades. We can tip one out for a few boys and hopefully give them the solace they need to just fucking cheer up. You're out, you're not at home, we're in a golf course, we're breathing oxygen, you're nearly getting hit by other golf balls, you're complaining about fucking rubbish. It's one of the great things in life is golf. So, Joel, 22 points at Castle Hill the other day. The emojis he was sending me, he's not in a good headspace. So we'll tip one out for Joel. Rishi, oh my Rishi, the poor bugger, the guy who needs me, the guy who, and I'm actually worried about him because he hasn't picked up the phone for a day. 19 points yesterday, 23 points the day before. Rishi's in a big hole. He wants to quit golf. We'll tip one out for him. Jack had 23 points after texting me the day before saying he'd remembered how to play golf. Let's tip one out for him because he wants to quit golf again. Jake, well, he had 21 points today and didn't complain. He just blamed a hangover. Maybe you need to look at the golfer and not the excuses. Flano's been fired, so we can no longer say it wasn't our fault. We've lost the Flano rule. And it just can't become... Golf is life. I get it. I'm spending way too much time thinking about golf and buying fucking putters I don't need. But it can't be that much of life that the 4 hours you get away from the world, you make life worse. Can't happen. Can't happen. Up the Eels. Daz is trying to get me fired up. Fuck the Eels. So to all our fallen golf comrades, pick your chin up. The sun is shining. We're in a privileged position. And if golf is really life, you've got to realise that that kind of attitude will actually get you better at golf because you won't give up after 2 holes. There's been many a hole. Double bogey, double bogey, double bogey, and I still have 35 points. You can do it. And that is my sermon on golf. 6 all, this concerns me. It should be 20 to 14 by now, the way footy's been going. I was hoping Steve Gibbs wasn't going to be in the chat because I'm about to come up with a massive fucking excuse. Massive excuse. I'm playing with one arm, people. I'm the one arm cam. Shoulder's been toast. Got an MRI. It took a week to get the results. The results are confirmed. I'm literally playing golf with one arm. And now we've got a dilemma. I initially told the physio, too bad I got a bet on. Which is right. Too bad I got a bet on. But it's pretty fucking stupid. So, and do you think I can go to Gibbs, if you look at what he's writing in the chat, do you think I can go to my good mate Gibbs and go, mate, maybe we need to postpone this bet? Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. So if I get forced into a shoulder reconstruction mid-bet, what's the rule? Have I still got to get tattooed? I think I've still got to get tattooed. If I have the surgery to fix, this is all based on what ChatGPT told me, based on what's wrong with my shoulder, the surgery I need is a 6-month recovery. So not only did I buy a putter I didn't need, I bought a putter I didn't need when I'm not going to play golf for 6 months. So we postponed the bet, can't happen. Or I'd write one of the greatest golfing stories in rugby league history by not only getting to single figures, not only staying undefeated in the Wilson Gibbs Invitational, but fucking doing it with one arm. Doing it with one arm. That's decision made. That just got me fired up. I've actually got a little chub under the table. Get on the cheap DBs and bands from Kmart and start the rehab process for the shoulder. Quist, no word of a lie, I literally can't put my shirt on and off without crying at the moment. But you know what I can do? Swing a golf club. Here's a problem. So my wife doesn't believe me. No one around me believes me, but my shoulder's cooked. They think I faked the MRI results. I can swing a golf club. I can't tuck my shirt in. Gibbs saw me yesterday. We dropped the rangefinder. I went to catch it with my left arm, which is a busted shoulder. I nearly died. I nearly died. The pain when it goes is a 12 out of 10. It's enough to make a bloke want to drink. So I don't know. We might have a bit of peer pressure here. Is Steve Gibbs a cunt if he still makes me fucking get tattooed because I've got to have a shoulder reco? Can we have a vote? All those in favour of Gibbs as a cunt, if I have to get the tattoo, say aye. All those who say, nah, too bad, you made a bet, say, too bad. We'll let that rattle through the chat. But while you're thinking of your votes, people, you're 100% right, Quist. The plan is once I see the surgeon and find out exactly what's going on with it, I've got to rehab the shit out of the existing muscle, the ones that aren't torn, so that once I come out of surgery, I'm okay. Now, one thing I'm sure I'll be able to do from a pretty early stage, Steve Leary, is use this fucking putter. Oh, the barber. I've just give your business a plug, Scotty. By the way, Jimmy's real name's Scott, and he's a Parramatta supporter. So we got 2 for 2 bad. Fuck you. I'm never mentioning Bolton Brothers at Erina ever again. The putter that I didn't need that just won the Masters that I can't use. I'm sure I'll be able to practice with that a lot in my 6 months off. I can't putt. I've forgotten how to putt. Gibbs saw it yesterday. Apparently I'm lethal from fucking 15 metres away now, but can't sink anything from fucking 6 feet. And, they sting you for the beard trim. I'll let Scotty answer that, but it's a rort. Jesus. I spend half my wage every fortnight in their bloody barbershop. Inflation my ass. I played a social game today. Well, not a social game. It was high stakes competition, the Carry On Tab Social Club. And I missed, 5 putts from inside a metre, Gibbs. I missed 5 putts from inside a metre with my brand new putter that I didn't need. So we got a fucking problem. We got a problem. I decided that I was going to draw a line on the ball and line it up with a hole and trust it. I'm drawing lines on the ball, lining it up with a hole and going, nah, doesn't seem right. So hitting it somewhere else anyway. What kind of fucking moron does that? Oh, we've got a poll. I think Sunday Sesh Jr. Daz has clearly had enough of me talking about golf. Broncos aren't going back-to-back this year. There's no chance. Penrith win by the length of the straight. He's all right. He wants to talk about footy, but we have a golf segment. With Madge, mate. Madge owning everyone, but he doesn't own Ivan Cleary yet. So what's the results of this poll? I can't even see it. Panthers aren't. Panthers are going to be that far ahead, it doesn't matter if they fall off during Origin. Kidding yourself. Kidding. 8 minutes to go in the first half, still 6-all. Is this the lowest scoring game we've had all year? Been doing it all day. You know what the problem is with this game? Gibbs, you'll appreciate this. Goffey doesn't know what to do. He hates Manly. He's trying to let Para win. He gets them down here and then they take the 2. He doesn't know what to do. 67% no, I don't have to get tattooed. Boys who have been on here in the last 2 weeks talking about leftover foods. Gibbs, you missed the conversation, but I think I filled you in. The best leftovers the day after. Can I add 15 hours smoked pulled pork to the list? I put a pork butt on the fucking... I put a pork butt on the Traeger before I left for golf yesterday at 5 a.m. Took a bit longer to cook than expected, but took it off at 6:30 p.m., let it rest for an hour, pulled it. Oh, no, 67% Gibbs is not a cunt. Well, that's not very nice. You haven't met the bloke. Oh, there's a reserve grader. Hey, Gibbs, there's a reserve grader just chopping the eels up the centre. Good call, mate. So anyway, the leftovers today when I got back from golf, there was a lot of fat coagulated around them. It was cold, Steve Leary, you'll appreciate that. You'll appreciate it. I ate it cold. Just put a bit of Sweet Baby Ray's on there and ate it cold. Fuck, mate. It was almost better than the fresh version last night. Almost. Oh, Scotty's put a vote in for Spag Bowl. Yeah, Spag Bowl got a big run. But I'm telling you, leftover slow-cooked meats or smoked meats, fucking absolutely primo. Absolutely primo. Oh, 71% said no to Gibbs being a cunt. Fuck. Wait till you meet the bloke, though. You can't tell just from a chat. Wait till you meet him. Fuck. That upsets me. So, did we have a clear winner with the leftovers? I think Chinese won. Definitely wasn't pizza. Pizza was on there, but definitely wasn't pizza. Yeah, the cold Gibbs. It was, mate, because when Mrs. Sunday Sesh packed it in the plastic tub last night, I don't think she drained any of the fat off. So it sat there. No. Yeah, I've already made all those points, Gibbsy. I've already made all those points. But you had to try this stuff, mate. I'd save you some, but I don't like you. It was fucking delicious, and I had it all to myself because I got home from golf and no one was home, and I was, mate. It was on. Cold dildo. Chris Brown likes a cold dildo the day after. Each to their own, brother. We're an equal opportunity podcast, that's for sure. That's for sure. Serial killer stuff. Gibbsy not a fan of anyone who likes cold food. I said exactly the same thing about pizza though. We've got electricity. So why the fuck you wouldn't heat pizza up the next day? Beggars belief. I still reckon the dark horse is thigh pieces from KFC. The dark horse is thigh pieces. Cold singer. Fuck off, Quiz. What are we doing? Come on, Fozball. Imagine if Fozball goes down to the Eels. I didn't look up any stats, but I had a feeling that we don't do real good against the Eels at Brookvale. We don't do well at home anyway. Fucking let's go. Let's go. Pass it. Oh, you fucking idiot. What the fuck was that, Luke Brooks? Unfucking believable. So if we want to talk about a bit of footy for a second, I've had my rant about why the Cowboys shouldn't have let Drinky go, but let's just talk about him signing with the Dragons, can we? And before anyone pulls out money talks, which we already have, has he fucking boned someone's missus or something that we don't know about, that no other clubs went after him except the Dragons? Because he would have got his 900 grand anywhere. Anywhere. I don't understand. Like, you've got, 100% agree with you, Chris. You've got the Perth Bears. The Perth Bears have so far put together a very average roster. Very average roster. Unless they've got something cooking that no one knows about, why the fuck didn't they give Drinky $4 million? Why? Because, again, the journos, which I love, have come out and said no one else come after Drinky. You've got to be kidding me, don't you? Who needs a better fullback? The Knights need a better fullback for half a season because Ponga's always out hurt. The Broncos don't need a better fullback. The Dolphins probably don't need a better fullback. The Dogs 100% need a better fullback. 1,000% need a better fullback. Drinky's the type of player that makes the Dogs instantly a million times better. I don't think the Dragons they improved by a Drinky, but they got way bigger issues to fix. Drinky's the type of person that could turn the Dogs straight into a premiership. I'd have him at Manly for when Turbo goes down. Parramatta have got Yongi and Papali, so they might be all right. Tigers, if Buller goes, fuck, he'd go good at the Tigers. Doesn't matter if he can tackle Barber, he's a fullback. People keep telling me the fullback can't tackle. Fucking Oh, Olakwadi just murdered somebody. Oh, the Kawatu just murdered Dylan Walker. Oh, fuck. Oh, was it? Oh, it wasn't Dylan Walker. Who was it? No, it was. Oh. Oh. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell. What a shot. 13 seconds left. What can the Eagles do here? Oh, that was a forward pass. Pass the fucking ball. Seven, 6 at halftime. What are we watching? What are we watching? 7-6 at halftime. Anyway, I can't listen to all the commentary, but has any of the commentators said, "Oh, this is a throwback to days gone by where 7-6 or 6-all? This is a throwback to old school footy." How many times have they said it? And if not, let's have a bet how many times they say it at halftime. Perth want Mooney at fullback. So you're telling me Nick Mooney's going better than fucking Scott Drinkwater? And Drinky's a better goal kicker. Oh, breaking news at halftime. Luai's been over to PNG. Breaking news. Breaking news. Luai's been over to PNG. Well, that fucks that. That's over. He wants that tax-free moolah. He wants that tax-free moolah. Paul says cold pizza is good. Who said... No, that was only Steve Leary voting. Who voted for cold pizza? Name and shame. Name and shame. Yes, Justin. Listen, mate. We're kindred spirits. We've agreed on everything so far. I'm going to grab a can of drink. 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. Who the fuck said cold pizza is good? 5 votes, 60% cold pizza is good. Whoever said that's off their head. The only cold pizza I give a pass to is Hawaiian. The only cold pizza that gets a pass is Hawaiian, and that's only because the pineapple keeps it cool. Block a Roach quote. Fucking don't get me started. Don't get me started. Well, it's usually halftime I do the Book of Feuds, but I'm not actually feuding with anyone this week. I think people need to cheer up on the golf course, 1,000,000%. Life's hard enough, golf's hard enough without being miserable, but that's not really a feud. I want to help the world. I want to help them cheer up. Yeah, cold KFC. So that's Sunday Sesh Jr. In the chat, everyone, say hello to Sunday Sesh Jr. I said cold KFC, thigh pieces from KFC, 100%. We can have a vote on that. So let's get into the games that have been. So far, not feuding, so let's get into the games that have been, because there's plenty to talk about. All right. Thursday night, Tigers versus the Milk. Fucking Tigers look good. You haven't, Chris, you've missed the first few weeks of this fucking podcast, mate. We're not Blocker fans. Yeah, hey, sorry. Blocker the footballer, big fans. Blocker the commentator, he's actually the worst there's ever been. Worst there's ever been. And if you need proof, you can go onto my Facebook or Instagram or TikTok and find the clip about Blocker that's got, I don't know, 150,000 comments on it. There's been plenty of votes, and I put the results up. Blocker won by a mile. He got 30% of the votes. But what shits me is people putting Dan Ganane in there. He's the best by far. Ganane's the best commentator by far. Best commentator by far. Tigers milk. Tigers looked really good, man. It was exciting. Leichhardt was fucking pumping. The milk, we're doing milk things again. Geez, they're all disciplined. They're all disciplined. They were always going to struggle without Huddy Young. I said that in my tips video. They were always going to struggle without Huddy Young. So I actually didn't see a world where the Raiders won. And I went to bed at half-time because I was absolutely rooted. And I was very happy to wake up and see that the Tigers are going on with the job in the second half. Oh, it's just fucking out again with Sam Thaiday. So Tigers look good. I think they're the real deal. As long as they stay injury-free. But they seem to have good depth. They seem to have great depth. For people saying, where'd he go? For Daz saying that they shouldn't have got rid of, they were sweet to get rid of Drinky. The Tigers have got 4 halfbacks. And unlike Flano, Benji's not going to fuck him off so his son can play. The Tigers have got fucking Cogger, Dewey, if we're calling him a halfback. They've got Finau, who's happy to bide his time and wait in the wings because the team's killing it. And they got the other little bloke who comes on with the fucking eggy. I can't remember the little bloke's name. Mason? I can't remember his name. They got 4 halfbacks and they're not getting rid of any of them. Whoever said Cold KFC's no good, I hope you're not talking about the thigh pieces because they're the bomb. And Tigers look great. Tigers look fantastic. I don't know, unless the milk have a severe attitude adjustment, I can't see them. I think they'll still finish mid-top 8, 4th, 5th, 6th. I still think they got that in them. But they're fucking ill-disciplined, going to cost them. They're a bunch of cocky little pricks, and then they just turn to grubbery, which I love. It's not Melbourne Storm grubbery where they're trying to fucking break your arm or break your leg or fucking hip drops and everything else the Storm have invented. It's old-school grubbery. It's fucking eye gouges and scrotum fucking grabs and fucking next there'll be a hopper. Won't surprise me if Huddy Young hoppers someone one day. He's got a bit of that in him, I reckon. Yeah, so the milk sliding, Tigers onwards and upwards. Every time I do my tips video on a Thursday night, I generally lead with me chin with one game that I'm fucking dead certain on, and I was so certain the Sharks. Well, I did 2 this week, actually. I nearly murdered 2 teams, but I murdered the Sharks, butchered the Sharks. They're frauds. Cowboys 46, Sharks 34. I didn't think, given what the Cowboys dished up the week before and all the shit that had been talked about during the week about all of them being off contract and Todd Payton and the rest of it, I just thought... And the Sharks being flat-track bullies. So generally the Sharks play great against shit teams. And I know that up until a fortnight ago, a week ago, that the Cowboys weren't a shit team, but fuck, that's a bad loss by the Sharks. That is a shocking loss by the Sharks. They're 100% frauds. 100% frauds, and I'm going to ask the question again. When is someone going to start asking the question about Fitzgibbon being the new Brad Arthur? They are going to hang around and hang around and hang around for a decade, and they're going to win nothing. So when's that fucking conversation going to start? And because all you guys support me so well, when it does start, you're going to jump in their fucking comment section and go, nah, bullshit, Cam said it on the Sunday Sesh fucking 6 years ago. Because that's how long it'll take him to start. Fucking average. Braden Trindle, I think, scored 6 points on Supercoach. 6 points! And you're playing the Cowboys, who can't tackle. Everyone telling me Drinky can't tackle. The whole fucking team can't tackle. You're saying it's Drinky. Please, give me a break. Give me a break. How uncomfortable must Mick Innes be being on television at the moment, given what's happened to him this week? We'll talk about that stuff in a second, but how uncomfortable? So Steve Leary, every time Steve Leary and I butt heads on something and he's adamant and I go against him, that prick wins. Although he didn't win about the Dogs. So we're 1-1 this week. Cowboys, yeah, I reckon Cowboys are frauds for sure. Cowboys are frauds. Sharks are frauds. But Sharks are the bigger frauds because they're a top 4 team. They're a top 4 team. They could do a drinky. Fucking oath they could do a drinky. Not saying you have to get rid of Will Kennedy, but maybe put him on a wing or something. Get a bit more creativity in there. They fucking run out of ideas. There's a bunch of teams at the moment that are out of ideas. Sharks are out of ideas. When everything's going their way, their system works. Storm, when everything's going their way, system works. Shit out of ideas. Fresh out of ideas. Haven't evolved at all. Dragons, clearly out of ideas. Clearly out of ideas. Anyone got anything they want to say about the Cowboys Sharks game? And you can't tip. So normally, maybe the Cowboys level is the Sharks tipping line. Sharks, you can 100% pick them against a bottom 4 team or a bottom 3 team. Every day of the week. There's never going to be an upset there because they're the only games they get up for. Cowboys look like superstars one week and grubs the next, so maybe that's the tipping line to say. But you can't tip the Cowboys. I've got no read on the Cowboys whatsoever, apart from the fact they're frauds. I don't know how you tip them. I don't know. So here's the thing. When Steve Leary and I were arguing about this tip, none of the reasons he gave for the fucking Cowboys winning were good enough reasons. Like, they got a few players back. So what? When you line them up to, like, player for player and form guide for form guide, Sharks had to win that. Sharks had to win that. I couldn't find a way that the Cowboys won it. And yet they did. You guys are going to see a new section in the power rankings. So this is why you need to come on the podcast to get all the inside running. There'll be a new section for twins this week, I think, because fuck, it's occurred to me we've got a few doppelganger scenarios going on. So tell me that Todd Payton and Dean Young don't look like identical twins. Like, you literally got to check yourself sometimes when an article comes up and they're only showing the head that you're looking at either Dean Young or Todd Payton and you're not sure. And they talk the same and their mannerisms are the same. They're the same fucking person. They are 100% the same person. Twins. Bellamy, yeah, we're going to get to the Storm, Juzzy. Hang in there. Cade Reid is Ben Cray, and the way he ran away from some of his fucking defensive responsibilities last night reminded me a lot of Ben Cray. Cade Reid is Ben Cray. And fucking, I'm going to say it again, I said it last week, Ezra Mam and Sam Thaiday. Ezra Mam right now and Sam Thaiday right now are fucking mini-me's. Ezra is a mini-me of Sam Thaiday. Both carrying a little bit extra baggage, both with a shaved head at the moment, fucking identical. If Sam Thaiday had a fucking hand puppet, it would be Ezra Mam. 100% for sure. Twins. I had someone else too, I didn't write it down. But there's fucking doppelgangers going on. But the Dean Young fucking Todd Payton one is uncanny. I reckon if you lined up the fucking press conferences side by side, same cadence, same monotone, same tough can't, like they fucking talk like they're hard as. Same haircut. They've been down to see Scotty at the barbershop. He never answered how much for a beard trim, by the way. Cowboys are pretty fraudy, Daz. Like, I'm not trying to pick a blue with you. Like, they got a mad roster, and they don't play up to it at all. They're not as fraudy as the Sharks. Like, the Cows probably know a bit better that they're not a fucking top 4 team at the moment, whereas the Sharks carry on like they're fucking premiership contenders every year, and every year they just fucking aren't. So they're not as fraudy. But they've got a bit of fraud about them. They're fucking impossible to pick. I had them at the start of the year. They were in my never to tip again. They were never to tip again, and I think I tipped them a couple of times. That's my excuse, Steve Lear. I found my shoulder excuse. You're guilty. My reason for not tipping the Cowboys was because I said at the start of the year after they lost the unlosable, they lost to the Knights in round 1, I'd never tip them again. There you go. I've hung true last week. I'm sticking to that. What do you reckon, Daz? What do you reckon's going on with Darren, what do you reckon they're going to do with Todd Payten? They're not going to re-sign him, but who's coming up? Because Payton's contract's over at the end of this year. Maybe Mick Innes. We'll get there in a second. A lot of the stuff, for the new guys, a lot of the stuff we talk about on here, bit of shameless promotion. There's a lot of stuff that goes on during the week on our socials, on the Sunday Sesh socials, on Insta and Facebook and on TikTok. Not all of it makes it to the YouTube channel because some of it just doesn't work for YouTube, some of the graphics and some of the things that go on. So jump on the socials because half the stuff I talk about is relevant. Well, I've got one rule there, though. You can give me as much shit as you want in the comments. It's just got to make some sort of sense. I'm all for banter, but it's got to be intelligent banter. Some of the rubbish that goes in there that makes zero fucking sense at all, you just make yourself look like a dickhead. So they're the rules. And if you guys that are on here haven't, can you just subscribe to the YouTube channel? I said at the start, but I don't know if anyone was on. I think we're on 89 subs. I'm going to be a millionaire any day now. But there's a few Sunday Sesh podcasts. I wasn't very original with the name. I didn't look into it before I picked the name. I just did it. Turns out, not the only one. But we're 2 subscribers off having the most subscribers out of any of them. So none of them have done well. It's probably a sign. But the one that's beating us, it's an American one, and they just sit on there and smoke cones. So can we be the highest subscribed to Sunday Sesh podcast on fucking YouTube? That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Why do you want to go for Brad Arthur? See, Brad Arthur, why do you want 10 years of what fucking Para had? See, the thing is with Brad Arthur, that's why I don't reckon he'd be any good for the Dragons at the moment, is the tail wagged the dog at Para for too long. And that's why the minute Riles came in, he got rid of Gutho and fucking Ryan Madison and fucking a few of the others. He was too cosy with the players, so they lost. They had too many excuses. Talk about shoulder excuses. They have way too many. I don't know if Brad Arthur's the guy who goes in there and fixes your culture the way you need it. And with the roster you got, I don't reckon he wins. Don't know. Maybe he's got a bit of Nathan Brown about him. Nathan Brown, why doesn't he get mentioned anymore? He was good at going into clubs, getting them off the deck, or at least putting them in position where they could be better. Maybe Arthur's a guy that gets you off the bottom of the table. I don't know. He's not someone to take you to the promised land, though. He's already proven that. He's already proven that, and you can't have the players leading the fucking charge. I'm so impressed with what Ivan Cleary does. He's got so many egos to manage in that team. Them boys are up and about, but fucking Ivan Cleary runs the show. Ivan Cleary runs the show. Peter Wallace, yep, Peter Wallace. So the someone wanted to get into an argument with me on, speaking of socials, on, I can't remember which one it was on now. Everyone's arguing with me everywhere, but I said Ivan Cleary's coaching tree is the best coaching tree at the moment. 100% is. 100% is. Andrew Webster. Peter Wallace will be the next one to come out of that. 100%. Trent Barrett probably went out too early. Trent Barrett was, but he'd been a few places first, so he's probably one that's failed off the Ivan Cleary coaching tree. But you're trusting Ivan's coaching tree. Cam Serraldo's Ivan. Yeah, I mean, I don't put everything that's happening on the Dogs on him. I think a lot of it's Gus Gould. But I'd be taking any of Penrith's assistance for sure. All right. I led with my chin a little bit on the Sharks beating the Cowboys, but I fucking led with my chin a lot on the Broncos beating the Dogs. Everyone on the fucking planet was tipping the Dogs. There's no way the Broncos can win with 13 players out. There's no way they can do it. The Dogs will be up after their dismal performance the week before. Everyone's got fucking amnesia. Madge has been proving everyone wrong all year and all last year. Madge owns everyone. They were never going to lose that game. Never in a million years were they going to lose that game. And here's the other dumb part of it, I feel. Again, when you line the team lists up side by side, the Broncos still fielded the better team. The Dogs have got nothing. Daddy Garrick's away. Come on. Oh, that's fucking great defence. There's a good defensive fullback. There's a good defensive fullback. You don't reckon, with the whole fucking world tipping the Dogs, I looked in the paper, everyone on the Dogs, everyone I talked to on the Dogs, Steve Leary on the Dogs. You don't reckon Madge is just sitting back going, these doughy pricks keep doing it. He is in fucking heaven. He is in heaven. The man is a born winner. No time for losers. All the people talking all the shit. I reckon he jerks off to it. There's a very good chance Madge jerks off to people talking shit. He owns everybody. And the fact that he got to own Phil Gould is, oh, God, that's a beautiful thing. Now, my fucking Madge love has gone so far that people are accusing me of being a Broncos supporter. I'm not a fucking Broncos supporter, but I am a huge Madge supporter. Because all the criticism of him has been completely unfounded, completely ridiculous, so biased it's not even funny. And how all you idiots in the chat right now, yeah, I'm talking to you, because I guarantee you, apart from the Brisbane supporter, none of yous fucking tip Brisbane. Wake up to yourselves, because Madge owns you. Madge owns you. He fucking owns everybody else. I should be looking in the camera when I say that, but I'm looking at the chat like I'm talking to real fucking people. I'm talking to you. Madge owns you. And the Bulldogs are toast. The Bulldogs are toast. So can we just recap what the Dogs have done? I've spoken about it once before, but it's worth going over. Dogs are winning the comp. They get rid of their halfback. They get rid of their halfback while they're winning the comp for a player who doesn't play halfback. The best prospect Phil Gould's ever seen doesn't play halfback. They got rid of their halfback who had them in first place while they were winning the comp for a bloke who doesn't play halfback. Then they go, oh, we'll get rid of the best hooker in the club who's carried us for the last 4 years. Let's do that. So they get a bloke who's never played halfback. They put him in halfback at 18 years of age. They tell everyone he's going to be the best player on the planet like he doesn't have enough pressure on him. They get rid of their best hooker in the middle of the season while they're coming first. And they get in the media and talk like it ain't no thing. Then they fail, as they were always going to fail. They failed. So in the off-season, they go, you know what? Our defence, our attack, no good. No recognition of the fact that they fucking sacked their halfback who had them winning the comp for a kid who doesn't play halfback. And get rid of their best hooker. No recognition of that. What we'll do is we need a new attack coach. And you know who we should hire as our new attack coach? You know who's just become available on the job market? The bloke who won the wooden spoon last year. Let's get him. Pinky in the brain. Pinky in the fucking brain. Poor Cameron Serrauto, because Gus is just sitting there when he's not on Twitter fucking talking rubbish, coming up with all these harebrained schemes to take over the world. What he doesn't realise is that Madge owns the world. Madge owns the fucking world. Gus is going, no, I want to take over the world. We'll hire Adam O'Brien as our attack coach, who couldn't win a fucking game with Kalen Ponga, who won the wooden spoon. And then they've got one of the best left centres in the comp. Let's move him to the right side. Let's move him to the right and move the best centre in the comp, Stephen Crichton, to the left. The bloke cracks the shits because he's been moved to the left. And I've spoken before, look, it may not look like it, but I have played the game once or twice. I was a left centre. Moving to the right is like changing from a blade putter to a mallet putter. Shouldn't happen. Different language, different lifestyle. It's not fucking easy. They moved their best left centre to the right, their best right centre to the left. Yeah, Hopewadi's over. Sorry, I was mid-rant. 11-6 Manly. So best left centre to the right, best right centre to the left. Their right centre to the left, who's the best centre in the comp, can't throw a pass backwards. He plays fucking gridiron. Why the NFL people haven't come for him? And then lo and behold, they go, oh, that's not working. So we'll move their best left centre back to the left where he's fucking brained them. The Dogs are toast. Pinky and the Brain have completely outthought themselves. Completely outthought themselves. And they've got nothing. Gus can't take over the world. And Cameron Serrauto needs to be real careful because Gus is running him into a deep, deep hole that Trent Barrett couldn't get out of. No one... Remember, Gus is the guy who fucking sacked Ivan Cleary because he needed a rest. Remember that guy. Gus was sitting at home going, how am I going to take over the world? I'll sack Ivan Cleary. The guy's won 4 comps in a fucking row. So go over that timeline again. Work out that they've now got Adam O'Brien steering their attack. Lockie Galvin, if we played the drinking game from the week before where every time he threw a short pass to fucking Jacob Preston you had to drink, you guys all would have been fucked up the other night. Short pass after short pass after short pass after shit kick. I feel sorry for the kid. It's not his fault. Shouldn't be playing that position. The fucking Dogs are toast. And Madge owns everybody. If there's another team that can win the comp apart from the Panthers, it is only Brisbane. The only other team, oh, maybe the Tigers now. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with the Tigers? But you can't... I'm going to have the Tigers there in the power rankings tomorrow, just so you know, just as a troll. But the only other team that can realistically win the comp, I believe, is the Broncos and Madge. And I'd almost love to see it. I'd almost love to see it because the fucking shit that poor bloke is. Oh, look, Kuatu, come on, don't let him tackle you. Fuck me, the The para fullback's defence is off its head. Papali's fucking defence is off its head. No, Drinky can't do that. But fuck. God, that was a good tackle. 13-6 Manly, 27 minutes to go. Anyone else want to add anything on the Dogs? Or Madge owning everybody? Oh, come on, Brooksy. Dogs are done. Yeah, Daz, you can't, mate. I'm going over old ground here, but the shit that's been said, I don't know if the people who are saying it actually believe it or it's just a fucking work up to try and get rid of him. But look, there's blokes that are playing that have won old school premierships where all you fucking did was train, and they're saying he trains them too hard. The stuff they're saying, I would be, if it was out in the media, if I was a world-class fucking athlete, which we've established I only am in the bedroom, if I was a world-class athlete anywhere else other than the bedroom, and the media was coming out saying the coach is training me too hard, Daddy Garrick's, come on, Fozball lives on. I would be fucking embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed for people to come out in the media and saying the coach is training us too hard and the players are off it. Like I would, even if it was true, I would not want that known. You couldn't have that known. Imagine that being the talk about you. Oh, why didn't it work at the last club? Imagine going for a job interview at a new club. Oh, coach trained us too hard. I can tell you what, I interview a lot of people from my business. And if someone come across my desk with a resume that said, was in the NRL, and I asked them in the interview, why aren't you still in the NRL? I'm that guy, I probably asked that question. And they said, coach trained us too hard. Do you think I'm giving them a job? Do you think I'm giving them a job? If they come out and said, oh, we're left because the coach trained us too hard. In the NRL. In the NRL. So as a player, I would be fucking embarrassed for that to be coming out. Embarrassed. And then you know what? It can't even be true. Because they're winning fucking games hand over fist. And they're turning up for him. You want to see a player who didn't want his coach there? Val Holmes last week didn't want his coach there. Val Holmes did not want his coach there. Everyone came out and bagged Val Holmes like he was having a bad game. He wasn't having a bad game. He didn't want the coach there. That's why he did what he did. And if anything anyone ever said about Madge was true, that's what the Broncos would be doing. Are they doing that? No, they're winning the fucking comp because he owns you. I fucking love it. Good on him. Yeah, if I ever get to meet the guy, I'm going to give him a hug and dry hump his leg. That's what I'm going to do if I ever get to meet Madge. I think it's fucking enormous what he's doing. Absolutely enormous. And who said in the chat there that Haas is a silk? Yeah, I think, mate. I think he's going to, I've said it before, see how bad my shoulder is? I could only lift one of my arms up then. Fucking hell. I think Haas is going to South for a easier ride. But we'll talk about South in a second. They might be starting to come around. No, we don't believe, yeah. Justin just said I wouldn't be believing much of what the media is saying. We don't believe it, but people do. So you might be one of the fucking smart ones who doesn't believe it when they're saying, because you've got, your eyes aren't painted on. You can look at the TV and go, fuck, they won the comp. Or fuck, they keep winning, can't be that bad. That's the problem with people, eh? They'll believe a headline over what they're actually seeing with their own eyes. We're moving on to the Dragons game now. Oh, go! Fogarty! Oh, you're the best halfback in the comp. Was never in doubt. What a try! What a try! It's a big day for the big man, Jamal Fogarty. Fuck, he looked quick. The bloke just took 6,000 steps in 10 metres. Those little legs. Look at this. There's that reserve grader again. Where's Gibbs? The reserve grader's just put Fogarty away for a 70-metre try. Great call, Steve Gibbs. I don't think he's still there, but fucking he can listen back. Great call. That was a Wilson-esque fucking call you've made about this reserve grader. Look at that. You guys telling me Gibbs isn't a cunt. We're going to do, we'll probably start talking about the State of Origin teams next week. And when I say talk about the State of Origin teams, we're only going to talk about New South Wales because we here on the Sunday Sesh fucking hate Queensland. Sorry, Queenslanders. Love you long time. Support the podcast, like and subscribe, but fuck Queensland. There's going to be like weeks where you think I'm passionate about Madge, you should see me around State of Origin time. There's going to be weeks where Queensland people aren't going to fucking like me in here. Although we've got Laurie Daly. Oh, I'm feuding with Laurie Daly. I'll say that 4 weeks in advance. But we'll start going through Origin teams, I reckon, and trying to have a guess. I don't think I've ever put any thought into it. It'd be interesting, actually. Daz, if you ever come back, if you come back next week or whatever, I've never actually put any thought into, you can hate those Blues fuckers. Listen, it's almost as hard being a New South Wales supporter as it is being a Dragon supporter at the moment. Anytime fucking Laurie Daly's coaching New South Wales, it's a tough gig being a New South Wales supporter because you just know we're going to lose. So we've probably got the worst Origin coach of all time coaching our Origin team, but we're going off on a tangent. What I was saying was I've never actually put any thought into who's going to play for Queensland because I don't give a fuck. So you're actually going to make me do some research, Daz. Just your mere presence, you Queenslanders' presence on here. Quiz is Queensland as well. Fucking hell. I'm going to have to actually put some effort into the Queensland. Steve Leary, can you back me up here, mate? These grubs. These blokes. Now, Roosters 62, Dragons 16. We'll do the Roosters first. What did we learn? Absolutely nothing. They looked shit-eyed against the worst team that's been put on a football field in quite some time. Fair call or not? Fair call or not? I'm not a Roosters hater. I tipped them to come second at the start of the year, but I don't trust them as far as I can throw them at the moment. And you cannot take anything into form or into any form into consideration against when it comes to playing the Dragons. Right or wrong? Or have I missed something? It's no coincidence that half of the side had their fucking best games of the year. Oh, we've just murdered somebody else. Ha 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 ha! Takiaho! Takiaho's just fucking taken 10 years off whoever that was. He hit Sean Russell, I think. Oh, can't hurt him. He's playing for the Bears next year. Queensland proud, but we are inbred. Oh, as I said earlier, Quiz, we're an equal opportunity podcast, mate. Yeah, Staggs should be one of the New South Wales centres. 100% agree with that. That's one thought I had over the weekend. I'd have Staggs. Oh, I'm almost with you. Who's the other centre, though, if it's not Crichton? That's the problem. We're not talking teams yet. Fuck, I've got to do some research. I'm not prepared for the Origin chat. Not prepared. You guys can have at it. So learn nothing from the Roosters. The Dragons played them into form. Now, here's what I mean about people making dumb fucking arguments on social media if you're going to have a shot at me. The Dragons were never, ever, ever, ever going to do what Foz has been able to do. Ever, ever, ever. Why? because no matter how tough Dean Young talks, they don't have a good football team. They don't have good players. Manly, as you can see, with this fucking shellacking we're giving the Eels. And I hope Dave, my neighbour, can hear me because he bet me fucking $20. He's a Mad Eels supporter. They were never going to do that because they don't have a good team. They don't have good players. They don't have any depth because Flano let anyone who was good go so his son could keep playing. So it was never, ever going to happen. So the idiots that are online, and I guess they're doing it for clickbait. There's other pages, there's other podcasts, there's other shit saying maybe Flanagan wasn't the problem after all. Shane Flanagan picked the fucking players. Every player the Dragons have is because of Shane Flanagan. So it's a dumb argument. Sorry to yell. But it is a fucking moronic argument to say, see, Flano wasn't the problem. Now, I don't actually fully agree with them dropping Kyle Flanagan. I actually think Kyle Flanagan's probably a better go than Daniel Atkinson at the moment. As a 5'8", though, not the halfback. Cade Reid, the poor bugger, got thrown to the fucking wolves yesterday and, it's a spear tackle. It's on. It's on. Yeah, will be Latrell. Fucking good call, Daz. I forgot about Trell. Yeah, but see, you've got me fucking rattled. Of course it's Latrell, but I'm not in the headspace to be talking Origin. Everything that the Dragons are at the moment is because of Shane Flanagan. So for any idiot to come out and say, oh, see, wasn't Flanagan, moronic take. Absolutely moronic take. Robert Toya, Gurmit Shibazaki need to do a bit more next few weeks, otherwise Jackson Purdue will be centre. We got a few Jackson Purdue lovers in here, don't we? Don't get me wrong, rate him fucking extraordinarily highly. Just can't believe they're getting rid of Drinky. And Drinky's from where I'm from, so Drinky's a Central Coast lad. He's from fucking 15 minutes east of me, so I've got a bit of a soft spot. Complete bias, but at least I announce my biases. Purdue's no chance. No chance of making the team. Now, what about... So, can we just fucking talk? Because it hadn't happened when we were on here last week. Flanagan got sacked. We won. Steve Leary, we won. I'm taking all the credit. Sunday Sesh podcast made it happen. I've been on that fucking bandwagon all year. Been on that bandwagon for 3 years. And you know what happened? It's a funny thing, isn't it? I instantly stopped hating the Dragons so much. Quiz. I instantly stopped hating the Dragons so much the minute Flanagan was gone. There's still one huge thorn in the side for me to be okay with the Dragons, and that's Gutho. Until they get rid of Gutho, we still don't like the Dragons. But instantly, I felt better about the Drags. Why anyone would take that coaching job, I've got no fucking idea. But I know one thing, it won't be Michael Innes because we did that one too. Sunday Sesh taking credit for that. Now, unlike Shane Flanagan, who I have huge issues with on, like I just hate what he stands for, I hate what he got away with, all that stuff. I've got no issues with Mick Innes like that. None. Don't know the guy. Not that I know Flanagan, but Mick Innes hasn't been done for cheating a salary cap. Mick Innes hasn't been done for all the shit that Shane Flanagan's been done for. But we spoke a couple of weeks ago now about his resume, and I couldn't understand why he kept getting fucking put up for, why his name kept getting mentioned first for head coaching roles, because his resume is not good. His last two places he's worked at were under Anthony Seibold and Shane Flanagan. Fuck, put a marker there. I need to talk about that. But anyway, didn't think he should have been considered for anything. And literally 2 hours after I put the clip back up, so I said it on the podcast. Said it on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I put the clip back up 2 hours before Innes got sacked. So there's 100% chance that Dean Young follows the Sunday Sesh and watched my clip and went, fucking hell, what's he doing on my coaching staff, and got rid of him. Go! The Ferrari, they won't catch him. Fullback's quick, but he's not that quick. Come on. Come on. So we claimed 2 victims during the week, people. We're a powerful movement. We're almost as powerful as Fozball. Not quite, because Fozball clearly going well. "17 minutes to go, 27-6 Manly. Saab's fast. I think a bird just flew into my garage door. Doesn't sound healthy out there. Sabi's fast, and you can't... I'll tell you one thing I'm going to throw up already, unless anyone can come up with a better option. Back to Origin teams that I didn't want to talk about. You can't substitute speed. I know fucking Gus Gould goes on about it and on about it, but well, you can't say the Dogs fucked your perfect round, Steve Leary. Otherwise, I can say Cronulla fucked my perfect round. What is it, mate? We both had sevens. You're not special. You're not Robertson Crusoe. No substitute for speed. I think the Fox has got to be on the wing. I want the Fox back in Origin. All those in favour say aye. Toto on one wing, Fox on the other wing. We need speed. We need speed to get around those filthy fucking Queenslanders. So that's the one bit of Origin news I do have. One thing to think about, who's your fullback, guys? See, now I can go into Origin. I'm in the mindset. Who's your fullback out of, well, New South Wales at the moment, sorry. New South Wales fullback. Teddy was hands down. No Fox. Steve Leary says no Fox. Who's your winger? We need speed. Can't be Jason Saab. I don't think Jason Saab's ever made a tackle in his life. All he can do is run hard, run fast. He'd get folded in Origin, I reckon. Foxy's got a bit more mongrel in him. Darren Carlsberg wants, so you're Queensland, Daz? You're Queensland? Because we can't trust anyone that Queenslander wants in the team. We can't trust that either. Teddy, so if you had asked me a month ago, I'm a big fan of Dylan Edwards, but the one thing I don't think Dylan Edwards has that we probably want at fullback is a heap of strike, right? He's consistent. He's safe as fuck as a, go, we're away again. Pass the ball. No, he couldn't pass that. Dylan Edwards isn't what you'd call a strike fullback, is he? Safe as a fucking house and an absolute workhorse. And the way footy was starting to go, you were a safe bet with him at fullback. But the way that is now, where 100 points are getting scored a game, you need a bit of. Yeah, sorry, Daz, I forgot you were from North Queensland. Well, we can't accept any of your votes on who should play for New South Wales, I'm sorry. Well, we can. They all come with an asterisk. Teddy's been absolutely going off. How good's my super coach? So Drinky had 2 bad weeks. Teddy had 2 bad weeks. I started the year with both of them, so I traded them both out. I've had to bring fucking Teddy back in this week, and I didn't bring Drinky back in yet. Fuck me. But then Edwards comes out today, and I know it was against the Lowly Knights. Jenkins on the wing. Yeah, Milky. Yeah, good call. Good call, Steve Leo. Yeah. See there, that's why I need a week to think about it. Can we talk Origin teams next week? Bookmark it. Teddy's been on fire. Dylan Edwards comes out today and scores a hat-trick real quick, but I still think Teddy's got more strike, and I think if they're gonna referee anything close to like they have in the comp this year, then we might need a bit more strike, so maybe Teddy gets a nod. Milky Jenkins is a great fucking shout. I reckon, controversial take, but there's no South supporters listening at the moment anyway, apart from Sunday Sesh Jr. Alex Johnson, right? Highest try scorer of all time. Lot of fall over the line tries. What Milky Jenkins is doing this year, I heard someone say this week, you actually got to know your shit before you speak it. Someone said this year the same thing about him, fuck Parra, and he was offside. Someone said the same thing about Milky Jenkins this year. Oh, he's doing a lot of fall over the line tries. Bullshit. I reckon at least half his tries, he's done something fucking spectacular. He is jumping over the top of people. He's breaking tackles, strong as a fucking ox. Very good chance he gets busted at some point for having something in his system he shouldn't, because all of a sudden he's the strongest man in fucking rugby league history. But yeah, that's a good chat, and he's fast as fuck. Great chat. Matt Dufty for fullback. Yes. Yes, Chris. How good's he going? Oh, dear. All right, Dolphins was just quickly, good game of footy, very close. I'm on repeat, but there's a few new people in the chat. So the go with the Dolphins is you can take it as bought because I haven't been proven wrong yet. Dolphins play really good against good teams and they play really bad against bad teams. So the Dolphins were always going to be up for it because the Wars, I believe, are a good team, especially in New Zealand. So it was always going to be close. Thought the Wars were going to let it slip there for a while, but they stayed true. They showed a bit of grit and got home. Good team, the Wars. Good team, the Wars. I don't put the Dolphins in the same bracket as the Cowboys as hard to tip. I think it's very easy to tip with the Dolphins. They're going to get upset a lot and they're going to challenge good teams a lot, not necessarily win though. What I just said made absolutely no sense. That was a blockerism. Whoever said blockerism in the chat earlier, that was a fucking blockerism. So, Justin, now that fucking Steve Leary's brought up Milky Jenkins for the wing, do you change your opinion on Fox being there? Because I might have. But I need pure speed. Toto's not that fast, but Toto's a lot quicker this year than he has been for about 3 or 4 years. I reckon he's trimmed right down. He's moving quick. I reckon the last couple of years he's just been loping. He's been a loper. And everything we've been saying about the Wars, they can't bring Luke Metcalf straight back in. They can't do it. If they bring Metcalf straight back into that Wars team, they're going to ruin it. They're going to ruin their momentum. Dolphins, I thought, were frauds from not their fault. So there's an unintentional fraudness about the Dolphins. The fraudness comes because everyone had them picked for their top 4 at the start of the year. Everyone who was anyone was picking the Dolphins for the top 4 at the start of the year, and I didn't fucking get it. I put them in 10th because of this shit, because they don't play any good against fucking shit teams, which is what Manly's been forever. Manly forever haven't played good against shit teams, and they always come 9th or 10th. Fuck, comebacks on here. Comebacks on here. What are we doing? And the Wars in New Zealand, you can't back against them. Now, is anyone else just fucking fully erect about Melbourne losing 6 in a row? Anybody? Anybody? And if there was a side that had the potential to let them win a fucking game, it was South Sydney. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought Latrell would have a field day, and he did. If there was a side to let it happen, though, because the Rabbits are fairly inconsistent and can clock off and are a little bit lazy at times, if there was a side that was going to let them do it, it could have been South. But I've got eggplant emojis fucking coming out my ear holes for how good it is to see the Storm struggling so bad. And Sunday Sesh Jr. is back in the chat. He's a Dirty South supporter. It's just fucking brilliant. And talk about ideas. Have you ever seen a man more out of ideas than Craig Bellamy last night? NFI. Got no fucking idea. Doesn't know what to do about it. And Mr. Sunday Sesh was watching at halftime when he was absolutely going off his head at him, and she said, "Oh, that might fire him up." And my comment was, they've lost 5 in a row, so he's probably yelled at him before, and the yelling has stopped working. So, controversial take. Do the Storm need a new voice? Do the Storm need to hear from someone other than probably the best coach, well, definitely the best coach of the last prior to Ivan Cleary the last 20 years. Do the Storm need a change? Is this why, and I said this too, I just like reminding people in case I'm right. I did say when I heard that Craig Bellamy had signed for 2 years, I think he knew this was coming, and I think he knew they were going to go like bastards this year, and I think he thought, in previous years, I can get away with signing a 1-year contract because we're going to go good and they'll have to re-sign me. I reckon he knew what was coming this year, and I reckon if they finish with the spoon, there might be questions around whether they keep him or not. I reckon. But along with Fitzgibbon, no one's going to say that in the media, so you heard it here first on the Sunday Sesh. I'm going to get no credit for this. None. I'm trusting you people to spread the word far and wide. Far and wide. South look good, man. South look good. Steve Leary and Steve Leary and I are in trouble with our prediction that Cody Walker was going to tear his calves at least 10 times this year. South look good. Latrell to centre, fucking genius. Genius move. Not really. It had to happen, wasn't? You didn't have to be a rocket scientist to work out he had to be there. And Melbourne are fucked. Melbourne are fucked. Cam Munster looks fucked. Cam Munster looks like there's a lot going on behind the scenes about his next contract, I reckon. I reckon he's fucking going to Perth. I reckon that's why Perth aren't signing Drinky. I reckon there's a doings of footing. Oh, actually, no. He's probably going to go to PNG because Braithen Astor manages Willie Peters. Braithen Astor manages Cameron Munster. 1 + 1 = 4. But it's very good to see. And I don't know where the Storm's next win comes from. The only way the Storm win a game is if the Dragons they're playing the Dragons, I think. Could the Dragons and the Storm be fighting it out for the spoon? These guys are talking Origin again. Drop Munster. Interesting. Panthers Knights. Knights runneth, fairy tale runneth, be overeth. I know he scored 1 try, but Dylan Brown's a passenger. I don't think Ponga comes back, fixes their problems. Panthers show that their level's above anyone else. I sort of drifted off as the Panthers started to dominate, but Leary, you would have watched it closely. Was the crowd very fucking quiet from the start? I know we did a minute silence for all the smart asses. Was the crowd very fucking quiet there from the start? There was no atmosphere coming through the television at all. None. Dearden in 6. Who's the halfback? Dearden was the halfback. Who's your halfback then? Yeah, Ezra Mam. Dearden was the 7th. Yeah. Steve Leary, we need to put some stupid ideas in these Queenslanders' heads. Yeah, heard one Newcastle chant and that was it. Compare that to Leichhardt the other night or wherever they played at Campbelltown. I think they played the Milk, didn't they? Yeah, Knights fairy tale's over. I'm putting the Knights back in the bottom 4. Where I predicted them. There's a few of my predictions which I said after week 3 that I regretted that I shouldn't have fucking said anything because I reckon I'm going to be right. Knights are going to be there or thereabouts. They're going to struggle, mate. Injuries, no good. Why did Ponga re-sign? That's got me fucked. And there's nothing really to talk about with the Panthers. They're just that fucking good. That good. All right, what about this game, people, before we get into next week's tips? Honest opinions. Is Fozball as good as we think it is, or are they playing an inferior opposition today? It was tight for a long time. It was tight for a long time, and the Eels couldn't go with them. 7-6 at half time, remember? Oh, here's the reserve grader again, Stephen Gibbs. The reserve grader. Oh, isn't that the greatest call of the day? He dropped it. I think the biggest call of the day has been that Steve Gibbs said Ben Trbojevic is a reserve grader. He heard that. Someone whispered in his ear, there's this cunt on the Sunday Sesh podcast saying that you're a reserve grader, and he's just fucking steamrolled him. He won't show his head in the chat again. There's no way. They got some goers in them, the Eels. Fozball's real, though. Fozball's real. So who are the best teams in the comp at the moment then? We go Penrith, Broncos, Tigers. Can we put Manly in there? I'm asking you guys because I'm wearing a Manly jersey, so you probably know what I reckon. But I'll put it to the crowd. What happened to Fogarty? Oh, you know what happens if Fogarty's hurt? Yeah, but everyone... So, Justin, who isn't an inferior team? By the nature of the beast, someone's got to be inferior, and I get that I'm the one who asked the question. Did Jason Saab just make his first tackle of his life? Yeah. I said that Saab's never made a tackle and he's just fucking decapitated somebody. I played with a guy today. There's something to be said for fueling people. I played with a guy today, started off pretty ordinary, and then I just started ripping into him, and his pure hatred for me turned him into the best golfer on the planet. Stephen Gibbs has said that fucking Ben Trbojevic is a reserve grader. He's man of the match. I've said Jason Saab's never made a tackle in his life. He absolutely just buried someone. George Tafua-like. George Tafua-like. There's something to be said for fucking just doing it out of spite. Spite is a wonderful motivator, isn't it? Look at the line breaks. Yeah, oh, you can't. Yeah. The curse of Cam. If Manly beat the Panthers next week, they'll be top four. They're not going to beat the Panthers. So that's what I'm saying. Inferior opposition. Are they better than everyone else apart from the Panthers? What are the levels? I've got Panthers on a level of their own. Do you put the Broncos and the Tigers on the same level maybe and then Manly below them? Or can Manly be on the same level as the Broncos and the Tigers at the moment? The way they're playing at the moment. Here's a stupid thing about the fucking power rankings every week. Maybe it's because the number's in the top right corner. It's a fucking weekly power ranking. People are coming at me going, how can you say that about the Dogs when they beat Penrith? That was fucking 3 weeks ago. I'm talking about right now. Right now. Manly went up to fucking North Queensland and made North Queensland look like fucking third graders. Forget reserve graders, third graders. Sharks went up to North Queensland and got towed up. So is there a form line there? Maybe the Cowboys weren't bad. Maybe fucking Fozball just destroyed their spirit, destroyed their soul. Maybe. Para smashed the Dogs. Paris smashed the Dogs and now Manly's smashing them, so maybe it's not inferior. Maybe Manly are beating good football teams. Maybe Manly are beating good football teams. You can't say Panthers are unbeatable. They got done by Dud Galvin. And I didn't say unbeatable, Steve Leary. I just said they're on a level of their own. That would be a dumb statement. If I said they were unbeatable, that would be one of my very own dumb statements that people make. They can't be unbeatable. They've lost. I get it. shows up, they beat them. Anyone shows up, they beat them. The Knights don't beat them, brother. That's bullshit. Anyone shows up, they beat them. I think you're going too far there. You're just a dirty Panther hater. Because you know what, the king of owning people, who was the king of owning people before I gave it to Madge this year? Ivan Cleary was the king of owning people. He's the most underestimated human being on the planet in all aspects of life. Ivan Cleary owned everybody, and he's coming for the crown, but this year it's Madge, because Ivan Cleary hasn't copped the shit in the media. But he cops it off you people. You people doubting the Panthers. Why can't success be a good thing? Fuck, we're bad in this country, tall poppy syndrome. I don't hate the Melbourne Storm because they win all the time. I hate it because they're cheating grubs. That's why I hate them. There's no tall poppy syndrome. I was rooting so hard when Manly couldn't win. I was rooting so hard for the Panthers to fucking come back and do it again last year. How good would it be to see 5 in a row? Forget boredom. Think about that feat. Now, I said the same thing about 4. I said because 3 is fucking amazing and hadn't been done in a long time. But people, and I'm talking worldwide now, global sports, there are teams who have won 3 in a row. NBA and shit like that. So 4 in a row is pretty fucking special. For them to come back and win last year from, I think they were in last place at one point, that would have been something fucking otherworldly. Oh, I forgot the Wars. Everyone forgot the Wars. Cheating cunts, they pay the referee. Daz, I put paying the referee right up there with Chewy on your boot for sledges, mate. What are you paying the referee? You got to come better than that. You got to come better than that. They pay the referee. I forgot about the Wars. I think Rabbits have still got to prove himself a bit. I still think the Rabbits might be on fraud watch. Because don't forget, fucking Para put 50 on the Storm, so the Rabbits touching them up doesn't make them special. Rabbits might still be on fraud watch. Wars are up there, though. So if it was a pyramid, I've got Panthers, Broncos, Tigers, Wars. Maybe Manly's one under. I'll give you that. I'll give you one that. All right, let's quickly run through next week's games and get the fuck out of here. Dogs, Cowboys. Dogs, Cowboys in Sydney. Cowboys. Dogs are cooked. Cowboys. I think the Dogs have lost any sense of confidence they might have had. Any fucking... No one can say, oh, they beat Penrith on their day. Dogs are cooked. Cowboys. Storm, Dolphins. Dolphins. Storm are going to lose 7 in a row. How good are that? And I know... now, here's what we've got to work out. Is the Dolphins thing about teams that are good, playing good against them because of their actual results or because of their aura? Because I think most teams would still get up for playing Melbourne. I think most teams will still get up to fucking give it to Melbourne. They would all be having a field day at the moment because all those teams have had to cop it from Melbourne for years. So they'd be fucking getting up to play Melbourne. I don't think the Dolphins playing shit against shit teams counts for Melbourne because reputation precedes them. Chris Brown's gone to Storm. I swear you're just here to fuck with my head, Chris. Do you actually tip these people? I think there's no fucking way. Dolphins do the Storm. It's in Redcliffe. No, it's at Suncorp. I just don't think... I reckon Bellyache just doesn't turn up to training this week and lets the team run themselves because he's got no more ideas. Titans milk on the Goldie. Huddy Young still out. Titans. There you go. You heard it here first, people. Titans. Raiders are betting favourites. Gamble responsibly. Steve Leary going the milk. No, I don't see it. I know that I think the Titans have got the discipline and the off the cuff stuff to trouble the milk, and I think the milk are just too fucking inconsistent. Going the Titans. Well, we're split in the chat. Wars Eels, not in New Zealand. Wars, got to be Wars, doesn't it? If the Wars are at as high a level as you people are telling me they are, then it's got to be the Wars. All right. Roosters, Broncos. How many people are going to get fucking... I don't get the Nicolas Cage reference. How many of you guys are going to get owned by Madge this week? Can I have a show of hands? Roosters, Broncos at Allianz. Roosters are $1.43. The Roosters are $1.43. Even Sportsbet gets owned by Madge. Oh, it's fucking great. Steve Leary's going the Roosters. You're a fucking idiot, Stephen Leary. You're an idiot. Show me a way the Roosters win. They put 60 on the Dragons, mate. It was the Dragons. If it was a horse going into... do you follow the horses, Leary? If it was a horse and you're looking at its past form, you're going, oh, it's won a Group 1, a Group 1, a Group 1. It's going to win another Group 1. You're looking at the Roosters who have beat a bunch of Muppets, if they've beat them. He's running a fucking trial. He's run a 1,600 metre at Taree, and he's run third in a Group 3. That's the Roosters at the moment. And you're fucking telling me they're going to beat Madge. Forget the Broncos, Madge. Don't be worried, Justin. In Madge we trust. I bow down the altar of two people at the moment, Foz and Madge. I'm happy to share. Knights, Rabbits. Rabbits, Captain Latrell in Supercoach. You heard it here first. I like the idea of having Latrell and fucking Stags in the centres for Origin. I like it. They won't. They'll pick Crichton because Laurie Daly and he's a flop. Rabbits, Knights, Latrell, captain in Supercoach. Sharks, Tigers at Cronulla. Well, Tigers should win, but I can see this is one where the fucking Sharks are going to do me in. Tigers. Piakura is injured. Yeah, it doesn't matter who gets hurt. Doesn't matter who gets hurt at the Broncos. Doesn't matter. Trust in Madge. Oh, okay. So there was a comment in the chat earlier that said if Manly beat Panthers, then we'll consider them top four. I didn't realise they were playing them this week. Fucking hell. Fozball. I had to issue a formal apology for tipping against Foz last week. Or was it last week? Yeah. I had to offer an official apology, and I said I'd never do it again. Can Fozball take down Penrith? Can Fozball take down Penrith? I think the Panthers are too good. Where is it at? It's at Para. You know what? I'm going to go in my Manly jersey. I'm going to go the Panthers, and I'll be the happiest guy on the planet if I have to apologise to Foz again. Yeah, Fogarty didn't look good, but that means they get to bring in Joey Walsh. It worries me. That first half worries me. The first half there against, I don't consider Eels a good team. They haven't shown anything to say they are. To be 6-all at halftime against the Eels at Brookie. I'm going to go the Panthers. We got a good split in the chat. Manly forwards will need to be physically up if they are, and they will win. I'm torn. When is that game? So the Sunday, it's after. It's after. Maybe we do the Sunday Sesh at 6 o'clock next week to get the Panthers Eels game. I'll think about that. You guys around at 6 o'clock next week? Because otherwise we're doing the Sharks Tigers. I'd rather do Panthers fucking Manly, wouldn't you? Have I put an official tip in? Sunday night. We'll do the 6. I reckon we'll do that. We'll do the 6:15 game. We'll get on here at 6 o'clock. All those in favour? Leary will be at the Knights game. Oh, you poor bastard. Yeah, you poor bastard. You're going to watch Latrell score 900 for my Supercoach team. Oh, I actually feel ill. Panthers, Foz. Who can they run at Talangi? So what are they going to do? They're going to run Ola Kawatu. Let's look at this fucking, sorry. I know we're going a bit over time, but I've got to fucking think through this. We've got to talk this out, people. So the Dogs beat Penrith by spotting Blaze Talangi. They just put Jacob Preston at him all day. If Blaze Talangi can't handle Jacob Preston, how's he going to handle Ola Kawatu? All right, we're going Fozball. We're going Fozball. I'm back. What was I thinking? You people are supposed to snap me out of it. We're going Fozball. Fuck me. I still feel torn. All right, gentlemen and gentlemen, I have really fucking enjoyed today. Thanks for jumping in, the new guys who have. Hope you had a good time. We do this every Sunday. I would ask if you can help a poor man out. Just make sure you've subscribed to the channel, maybe like the video and leave a comment underneath it. That'd be fucking awesome. Jump into socials, man. I have a lot of fun in there during the week. And the advantage you guys have is you won't get sucked in like the rest of them because all the stuff I put up is a 100% troll. But if you want to see some fucking A-grade trolling, jump on the Instagram page or the Facebook page or the TikTok page or all of them. Again, help a poor brother out because the trolls, the stuff that goes on in the comments is absolutely world class. The power rankings will come out tomorrow. Listen, stay safe, guys. Look after your family during the week. I've had a ball today. Thanks to Sunday Sesh Jr. Mate, you might have just earned a job as a moderator for the chats because I fucking can't keep up. That was brilliant. And we'll do, I think it's all agreed, we're going to do 6:15 next week. So be here, 6 o'clock next week, the Sunday Sesh podcast. In Foz, we trust. And Madge, I fucking love you. Stay safe, guys. Peace out.